The plot is thickening, and for now we may not have a clear picture of what lies ahead. Jesus descended. He took human nature, and he suffered and died. Then he rose again. So these people, who we later will describe as his disciples, followed him. Then just when they were beginning to think that everything was falling into place, he was going to restore the kingdom, because the people have been looking forward to the restoration of the kingdom from the Romans. He died. The champion died. Champion slain, combat strangely ended. That is what we sing at the sequence at Easter. You watch a movie, and the hero of the movie dies. The film is ended. How can the hero of the movie die? The champion was slain, combat strangely ended. Then from nowhere, some women come around and say, oh, he's alive. He actually has risen. And the people are happy. Then he stays with them for 40 days. And after 40 days, he disappears again. What a strange plot. What a new twist. But he said to them, I need to go. He said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. I told in John 14. In my Father's house, there are many mansions there. I'm going to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you yourself will be. They didn't understand him. They were still disappointed. We're told in our first reading today from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 1, in verses 6 to 7, they said, are you now going to restore the kingdom to Israel? And he said to them, it is not for you to know the time or the hour. And that kind of tells me or reminds me of us. Many people are so anxious to know when Jesus will come again. And we have had so many apocalyptic teachings, so many last day prophecies. Oh, it's going to be the year 2000. It's going to be the year 2020. And he says it is not for you to know the hour or the time. Now comes COVID-19. Many of us have been trying to know the time or the hour. Now the COVID pandemic is here and we're afraid. What if this is the time? What if this is the hour? We have not set our minds on what Christ wants us to set our minds on. He who ascended wants us to look us to heaven and stop looking at the earth. So what does the ascension mean to us? It's a reminder. It's a time to say that he ascended so that one day we too will be with him. Where he, the head, has gone, there we too shall be one day. It is time for us to stop looking at the earth and what the earth has to offer. It is time for us to start looking up to heaven. Dearly beloved in Christ, he is a God who keeps his promises. If he has told us that he is going to prepare a place for us, he certainly means what he has said. You know, for us as Nigerians, many of us like what we call I am. I'm sure you know what I am means. Imamado. Man, no man. Oh, I know the governor. I know the wife of the president. My uncle is the minister. And because of that, we always believe that there is something in stock for us. Now, the one who came and who asked us that we be baptized in his name and promised us that he's going to prepare a place for us is now telling us that he's going to come to take us to be with him. Do we believe that? What I am can be greater than that. We're told in 1 Peter 3, 21, 22, and this water, the water of baptism, symbolizes that now saves you, not the removal of death from the body, but the pledge of a clear conscience towards God. And it saves you by the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who has gone into heaven and is now at the right hand of God with angels, authorities, and powers in submission to him. He has ascended, and the angels and the authorities and the powers are in submission to him. That is our God. That is the head. What I am can be greater than that. And so, my brothers, my sisters, I said, because we have one who is there interceding for us, we should not be afraid. COVID-19 or no COVID-19, be it 18 or 20. If next year we see COVID-20 or 21, a new version, that shouldn't bother us. Because he who is up there has the angels and all authorities under him. And he has promised us. He promises and he never fails. So today, dearly beloved, let us, looking at our second reading, ask God to enlighten the eyes of our mind. I love this passage. That we can perceive. Let him enlighten us, our perception, to see the future glory which awaits us. If truly our eyes are open to that future glory, we shall walk as men and women of faith. And God knows that we may be distracted, and that is why he promised us the advocate. So between the Ascension and Pentecost, let us open our hearts for the Comforter, the Advocate, the one who will strengthen us, the one who will remind us, who will enlighten the eyes of our minds, so that we will not be afraid, so that we will see the future glory which awaits us. This is our prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.